This video is all about how you can supercharge the results you get from energy healing or some kind of prayer. And it does not matter what modality or teacher or technique or process you're using. Doesn't matter at all. Heck, it doesn't even matter who you're doing the healing on or why or even what you're healing. I want to share with you the secrets to get good results. My name is Brent Michael Phillips. I have been a full-time energy healing practitioner and teacher for 20 years. I've done over 19,000 one-on-one private sessions of energy healing, and I've graduated over 5,000 students from my weekend intensives. And I want to lay out for you the things you need to know to get better results. Because as you're watching this, you have already made the decision to invest time, money, energy, focus, and other scarce resources into becoming a healer or praying in some way, shape, or form. Probably because you want to help people. And that's awesome. I want to give you the tools to give powerful help. I want you to really make a difference in the lives of the people you work with. So how do we do this? What is the number one most common mistake people make that destroys any results they might get from things like energy healing or focused prayer? Here's the answer. Improper exchange. You go, what? That's the answer, improper exchange. Now let me explain that step by step for you. Of course, we all know about what we might call the laws of physics, right? Or the physical laws of the universe. We got the law of gravity, right? The law of electromagnetism, the law of cause and effect, the law of entropy. It goes on and on, right? F equals ma, E equals mc squared, on and on and on. I'm not here to talk to you about that, right? You want to learn that? Go Google it. I'm here to talk to you about the metaphysical laws of the universe. There are metaphysical laws that govern the energetic and higher dimensional aspects of the universe in the same way that there are physical laws that govern how bodies orbit around each other in space, right? So the one metaphysical law you've probably already heard of is the law of attraction. That is a metaphysical law. It governs thought, energy, focus, consciousness, right? The law of attraction tells us what you focus on and put your attention into tends to expand and get bigger in your life. There it is, right? Well, there's also the law of exchange. And here's what the law of exchange tells us. It tells us that in order to receive something of value, we must give up something of similar value. Otherwise, it doesn't work. That's the law of exchange. And you may be thinking, hey, Brent, that can't be real. I get free stuff all the time. That's correct. But inevitably, when you receive something without providing exchange, you do not give it the same value. It will not make the same kind of difference in your life. As an example, I remember back when I was in high school, me and my best friend, we used to love to go drive cars fast, right? And so we bought a book together called How to Avoid Speeding Tickets. And it was like $48 or something, right? Back in the mid 80s, we were in high school, that was a lot of money. I literally went and I washed cars and mowed lawns at $1 a piece until I had my $24. And me and my friend put in half and we bought the book. Let me ask you, did I read that book? Of course I did. I busted my butt out in the hot sun, sweating various body parts off to make the money to buy it. I read that book cover to cover at least 3 times. Why? I provided a huge amount of exchange. I put in a lot of work to get it, so of course I read it. And you know what? Knock on wood, I didn't get another speeding ticket for almost 30 years. So it worked. However, nowadays, especially pre-COVID when I was doing a lot more live rooms, I'll teach classes, events, seminars, intensives, and a lot of my students bring me gifts, which is wonderful. Often they're books. They'll go, hey, Brent, you need to read this. You need to read this. Now, I love getting gifts. Who doesn't, right? But let me ask you, do I read every book given to me cover to cover? Of course not. You wouldn't either. No one would. Why? You gave no exchange for it. It just showed up. And so if you don't believe that, let me give you another quick story to illustrate this principle. Then we'll talk a little more about what you can do to start getting better results, of how to identify and move into that proper exchange. My late mentor, his name was Carl. He ran a program that was called Intensive Life Training. And I took it in 2009, 2010. And he had been teaching it for 30 years at that point. He started in the 70s. And this is what he told me happened. When he first started teaching it, I think it was in the late 70s in Los Angeles, he charged $5,000 for this program. And he had some students, they took the program, it was 6 months long. And My mentor came away feeling really disappointed. He's like, we did not get anything close to the results I expected from this program. And he looked at every aspect of it, every exercise, every lecture, everything. He couldn't find anything wrong. Other than this, the only thing he found wrong with his program was he was not charging enough. So he took the exact same program, offered it the next year for $10,000, had several students sign up, they went through the program. More than half the group got a big shift. Whereas the first group, I think it was nobody. And so Cara was like, wow, there's something really here. He just wasn't charging enough. And again, he spent a lot of time looking at every aspect of the program, and he really couldn't find anything wrong, other than he didn't charge enough money. So the third time, he charged $15,000 for the program, and it worked. Everyone got a big shift. And so long story short, for the next 30 years, he charged $15,000 for the program. It was only when I took it in 2009, 2010, again, he had a situation where not everybody shifted. It was maybe 4 of us out of 7. And he was like, what's wrong? What was the solution? Simple. The next year, in 2010, 2011, he charged $25,000. And boom, it worked. Everyone shifted. So what do you need to know to do better? Because you may be saying, okay, Brent, that's great. I'm not going to charge my grandma $25,000 when I pray for her, right? I hear you. So the first thing to understand is the law of exchange tells us that we must give up something of value to get something of value, right? It doesn't mean every transaction in history obeys that property, but it does mean on the whole they do. So are there times you get something for free that becomes valuable? Sure, but that's unusual. So how do we get exchange? Well, the first thing to realize is, and I tell this to all my new students, you learn energy healing, right? You learned how to do group prayer or some modality or technique, and you're really excited. You want to share it with people. So you're running around bothering your roommate, your brother-in-law, your neighbor, right? Your dog walker, whoever. Oh, please let me work on you. And you're kind of coming at it with this idea that, well, you're doing me a favor by letting me work on you. No, people, no, 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 no. That's what's killing you. That's what's stopping you right now. Killing you dead. At least in terms of your results from healing, right? Stop it, stop it, stop it. The way it works is if you require people to give something of value, they will get something of value in return. Now, it doesn't have to be money, right? If you're a full-time professional like me, energy healing is literally the way I put food on the table. It's how I pay the rent. It's how I provide for my family. That's it, right? If that's not you, that's okay. But you must ask for something of some value. Otherwise, your person you're working on will not get anything of value back. So let's say that you want to work on your roommate. What would be good choices there? Well, you might say, hey, I'm practicing learning the system of energy healing or focused prayer. I'll work on you for an hour or two, but you have to give me a ride next time I go to the airport, right? Or you need to feed my cat next time I'm out of town. Something like that works great. Heck, did you know that in the first professional healing session I ever did as a client, I experienced a life-changing miracle. I won't get into the story here. Plenty of other places you can hear the story, but I had had a surgery that left my right arm totally paralyzed. And I went to this crazy healer lady and did a session, and boom, my elbow instantly healed. Did you know the exchange provided for that session was a cup of coffee? Why? Terry had never charged anybody, my healer, before me that had worked. So she agreed to do it if I bought her a cup of coffee. And I said yes. And I experienced a life-changing miracle. Here's what you need to know. Had she not asked for that cup of coffee, if she had just done it for free, I don't think anything would have happened. That's how powerful the law of exchange is. And of course, there's a lot of people going, okay, Brent, I've been doing energy healing for 7 years and I've never needed exchange and I'm doing great. Okay, that may be the case, right? But don't you realize how much greater your results could be if you just ask for appropriate exchange? It really is a game changer. It will make a gigantic difference. And so if you're running around asking everyone, can I work on you? Oh, please let me. And asking for no exchange, nothing in return, you're digging a deep hole. Even I, with all my years of experience, all my knowledge, doing this for so long, I'd be hard pressed to give a good result. So you must ask for appropriate exchange. So how can we fix this for you once and for all? The solution is actually really simple. though it's something that almost nobody in this world of energy healing and law of attraction thinks about. It's a community. It's a community. That's how we solve this forever. Now, before I talk to you more about how to find that community, I do want to ask, if you are watching this right now, put something in the chat room. Let me know, why did you get into energy healing, focused prayer? What is your goal? Was someone you love sick? Was it something in yourself? What do you see that you want to do with this? Because I want to support you. So go right now, let us know in the comments. What is it you want to do with this? Why is it you want to be a great healer? I'd love to know. And I'm going to take that feedback and make more amazing videos for you to support you on your journey of becoming a healer. So awesome. So how does a community solve our problem? Well, this again is something that comes with experience. I've been teaching weekend seminars for since 2004. I've had thousands of students come through. And probably the most common complaint I hear is this. People will say, oh, Brent, I love your system. It's so beautiful. It works so well. I've experienced so many incredible, often life-changing results, but I just can't continue with it because I don't know enough people that are into this. And I'm like, drives me crazy, right? You do know plenty of people. I have a whole online community, right? We run practice groups generally 2, sometimes 3 times a week. We have Q&A discussions. We trade sessions. There are places you can go to find lots of people. So people will say, oh, Brent, I love this work. I love being a healer. Your teaching is so amazing. It works so well, but I just don't know anyone who's into it. I'm like, yes, you do. You were just in a room full of 50 people who were into it, right? Why didn't you get their phone numbers? Why, right? You need a community, people. And so again, I'm not here to force my system down your throat. But one of my pet peeves is, because I've been to so many trainings, right? I've learned so many modalities, it's ridiculous. They'll take your money, push you through a seminar for a weekend, right? They'll have lots of time wasters and rah-rah and feel-good nonsense, right? And then on Monday morning, you're kicked to the curb to figure out how to take this work out to the world and use it. No, I won't do that to you, right? You need a community. You need a place to go where people will support you, where they believe in you, where they believe in energy healing and focused prayer and the law of attraction, where people believe that you can make a difference for them. And so why in the world are you chasing down your roommate, trying to convince him to let you do healings on him for free, when there's dozens, hundreds, thousands of people waiting there that would love to work with you? So, long story short, how do we solve this problem? Number 1. Whenever you are providing energy healing or focused prayer or something like that for someone, you absolutely must insist on proper exchange. Now, what the exchange is, lots of leeway there, right? If you just took Reiki 101 last weekend, I would not be charging someone $800 for healing. No, that's wrong. You're not ready for that. Maybe you ask them to feed your cat when you're out of town, right? Maybe you ask them to walk your dog for a week. Something equivalent, right? And here's the crazy thing. Every time I raise my rates, I start getting better results. Why? It's the law of exchange. It's really that simple. But again, I'm not saying charge $4,000 for an hour of healing when you're a beginner. No, it has to be appropriate, right? And find a community. If you can find a community and ask for appropriate exchange, you're going to kick butt. You're going to see incredible things happen. You're going to see way more miracles in a year than most people do in a lifetime. Now, if you're interested in learning more, I do have an entire system called Awakening Dynamics designed to be the premier, most highly developed technology for self-improvement anywhere in the world. I'll teach you all sorts of cool stuff, how to get to a deep theta wave in a split second, how to connect to dozens, hundreds, thousands of people to do instant healings on all of them, how to do one-on-one healings, group healings, how to do healings across time and space. You name it. I'll show you how to do every kind of healing, get into the subconscious, clear space, clear entities, all done. If you want to learn from me, please check out the URL that's in the description, theawakeningdynamics.com. That's my website. If you're interested, we'd love to have you with the weekend intensive. All it takes is 2.5 days. I will show you the state-of-the-art block clearing, healing, manifesting, whatever you need. You will become a true master. But if you're not interested, that's cool too. I've created this whole YouTube channel full of videos all about energy healing, higher consciousness, packed full with tips and tricks and secrets. So if you haven't done so yet, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for more tips on how to supercharge your energy healing and focused prayer. Until next time, please take care and namaste.